J'ai vu un gars avec un panneau qui m'a parqué ici.
All uppercase. Is the F? F9B, FB.
Yeah.
Is that Wi-Fi? Thank you.
Oh, we can stay.
Round first before you start. that?
This one's only a baby. Hello, little baby.
This is the sort of terrain currently trekking up through the forest. Hard work on your legs and on your lungs. Steady away. Done about 6 miles so far. Maybe another couple to go. Up to the monastery, trek high, and then we'll be going a bit down lower to sleep this evening. Whew. Nice and quiet in the woods at the moment. We have done 710 meters of vertical ascent so far, so we're just probably over 4,000 meters at the moment, so you can feel it on your lungs as you're going up. It's hard to get the air in. We're going up to the monastery and then we'll be dropping back down to sleep a bit lower tonight. There's Rachel ploughing on ahead.
Next door again, unfortunately, Charlie's in this room.
I don't think it was Charlie that was sorry.
Ensuite, beautiful room with a view. Ouchie ouchie. This is above the tree line now, so we're at about 4,100 meters. So it's kind of opened up, no longer in the woods. Not much trees anywhere. Still no snow, still quite warm. Obviously the big mountains ahead of us there. Everest up there. So we've just got a couple of hours walk to do now after lunch, just to stroll on in. Keep trekking. Hello. I'm walking for about 5.5 hours now, up 600 meters ascent from where we started. Quite dusty, so we're just wearing the buff to keep the dust out the nose and keep the air that we're breathing in a bit more moist. It's quite dry up here, but yeah, going well. I don't think there's much more to go today. Clouds coming in up over the high mountains. It's probably about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe, something like that. Ciao for now. Here comes Rachel, trailblazing, trekking away. So this is where we're staying tonight, Dingbushire. So we're just going to have a stroll into there, stay there tonight, and then tomorrow an acclimatisation day. So we'll still be going for a walk. We're going to walk up to the top of there tomorrow as acclimatisation, get some altitude, and then come back down and sleep back in Dingbushire. So this is our home for the next day or two. So we've checked in at Dingbush, put our bags in, had a coffee, and now we've come on a bit of a trek. Just a short one, a few hundred metres above Dingbush down there. So trek high, get used to the thin air, and then we will go back down 10-20 minutes time, and that means we've had a taste of a bit higher altitude, and we will hopefully sleep better tonight. I'm used to it. Here's Matt coming up now. So much easier trekking without a backpack, that's for sure. So we've done a bit of a acclimatisation walk this morning. So I set off at 8 o'clock, done about 2 hours trekking, pretty much straight up. So we are about 450 metres ascent above the village that we stayed at last night. You can just see down there, and then you can see some of the mountains. That's Ahmedabad behind us there, a few of the peaks over there. So we're just going to acclimatise here for 15-20 minutes, and then we'll head back down for lunch.
When I get back, I'm going to get
That's us an hour into the walk today. Reasonably flat. We've done maybe 200 meters of ascent in an hour or so. We're heading to Lobuche, which is that mountain there, so we're staying at the village at the bottom of that. That's kind of where we've come from. That's Aberdabland behind us, and it's quite barren up here. As you can see, there's not trees and things. Still quite dusty, but a nice day. A bit windy up here, it's quite open, but it's not cold. I'm still just in like a long sleeve shirt, but it's all just pulled up, got the arms out so far. We're above the valley there, so you can see helicopters and things coming up and down that are going to base camp. They're actually flying below us at the moment, just due to the valley down there. So we just stopped for a quick break. People are just having a drink and just chilling out for 5 minutes, and then we'll be chapping on. Bye bye. This is just to show how slow that you have to walk up here. It's not even that steep, in fact it's pretty flat. 1 point from the other, nice and slow, like someone sat on your chest, carrying a backpack. Heart rate's still about 130 beats per minute, even walking at this pace up here. Might have something to do with being overweight and not very fit, but we'll just keep plodding on. That's Thukla Pass in the distance there, so that's going to be our main climb for the day. That's lunch, so you can just see over there, that's where we'll be stopping for lunch very shortly, and then we'll be heading up there to Lobuche. That's where the memorials are at the top of the pass, so we'll see them this afternoon, and then we'll be heading to Lobuche for our final stop for today. Electrolyte going there, get some salts and things into us, and we have fried noodles with veg for lunch. Rachel's on the Sherpa stew for lunch, and then the heavy stuff for afterwards. We're 4 hours in, finished lunch, heading up the Thukla Pass now. Hard going. It's like the world's slowest walking race. And behind us, 1 step at a time. Steady stream of people all the way up. It's a bit breezy and dusty. The air is very cold and dry, so you're best having your buff on, which makes it even harder to breathe. Heart rate's about 160, blowing out my arse. 1 step at a time. That's us at 4,800 metres now, or there or thereabouts. Top of the Thukla Pass. It's a bit windy, a bit chilly. Helicopter coming over. So stop here for a breather for a bit. But these are all the memorials for people that have passed whilst up layers in the Everest region. It's a bit windy. Nearly 6 hours in today, about 6 miles, 600 metres of ascent. You can now see that's a Nupsey Ridge, so Everest behind that, but we can't see it. Not far to go until we get to the village we're staying at today, and it'll be feet up and rest. So we're just walking into Lobuche, everyone going at their own pace. Matt and Holly ahead, Adam's just there, Rachel not far behind with Emma. Some people have got the tunes on, some people are listening to podcasts, doing what they need to do just to get there one step at a time. There's Nupsey Ridge again. We've checked it at Lobuche. Now a few of us have just come 100 metres further up. We can actually see in the distance base camp. That's base camp over there. And that over there looks like a quarry face. That's the actual Kumba icefall. So that goes all the way down there and all the way up to base camp. There's base camp in the distance. We're about 2.5 hours. This is the glacier. It's quite windy today, quite fresh. Hard going, very slow. On the final push now. This is the ridge that leads you into base camp. As you can see, base camp in the background there, but we're actually higher than base camp here. We must be, because you're looking down on base camp. There's the Kumba Ice Falls, and then as you go up, that's Everest there in the middle with the cloud coverage. So everyone's just slowly making their way along this ridge. We'll get there eventually. And that's base camp. Here we are at base camp. That is the famous Kumba Icefall, the most dangerous bit, the bit you see on all the documentaries and the films. And there it is, Everest in the background. Not the one closest to us, but the one in the background, which I'll zoom into. And there, that is Everest. That's the icefall. The infamous stone that everyone stands in front of for the photos. The sun's gone in, it's windy, it's freezing. So yesterday Rachel had altitude sickness, banging headache, couldn't shake it. Fortunately, was in bed all day. That was about 5,200 meters. So this morning, still with the same headache, managed to get up, get out of bed, get ready for the hike, and we've come down nearly 1,000 meters so far today. So the headache's subsiding, there's more oxygen in the air, and as you can see, now she's like a little mountain goat flying down. Just can't wait to get to the hot chocolate, I think. She's got headphones in so she can't hear me. Ciao for now. Hello, dropping some more altitude today, although we have just been down in a valley and back up, so we have actually just spent the last hour climbing, but we're back at Tengbashir now, which is where the monastery is behind me there. So we've just stopped for a brew and we'll be heading down the other side of the hill very shortly and be stopping for lunch in an hour or so's time. That is a steep drop. Holy moly. Some big hills around here, that's for sure. Six and a half hours in now today. Done about 12 kilometers so far. We've actually still ascended nearly 600 meters because you just keep going down into a valley and then back up the other side. So we're gradually coming down the mountain, but it is slow going. It's just like things like that. We're going up there now. Some big mountains behind us. Don't know what that one's called. Pretty impressive. But yeah, we'll just keep going. I don't think there's that much longer to go today, and then we're back to the Sherpa capital of Namche Bazaar. We might have a celebratory cake, coffee, maybe some noodles. Bye bye. Seven hours in, nearly 17 kilometers. Last day, heading back down to Lukla. Still done 500 meters of ascent, but we are on the final stretch. See you soon.